Hello and welcome to Swindon Town's 2006-2007 season review. It was a promotion-winning year, so let's start with the big kick-off. Andy Monkhouse became Dennis Wise's first addition to the squad, signing a one-year contract from Rotherham United. Defenders Jamie Vincent and Adi Williams, midfielder Curtis Weston and striker Fanola Anabuje also joined before the month of June came to a close. Goalkeeper Peter Brezovan arrived on a one-year loan deal from FC Brno, and the stopper made his first appearance in an 8-1 demolition of Cirencester Town. Australian striker Royce Brownlee also puts pen to paper after an impressive trial period. Just days before the season started, Wise adds Nottingham Forest midfielder Paul Evans to his squad, and he was to have a notable impact as the season unfolded. The opening game of the 2006-2007 League Two season saw Town make the long trip to Hartlepool United. And it was to be a memorable afternoon at Victoria Park. Goalkeeper Peter Brezovan saved 2 penalties, and Town emerged gladiatorial winners with Lee Peacock netting the only goal of the game to bring the points back to Wiltshire.
The game will never be forgot, I don't think, for Peter Brezovan's debut. Unbelievable, totally unbelievable. The way he played that day, I would think, is a perfect goalkeeping display. And we had the radio on, and 5 Live was full of this bloke that Peter, or Petter, they couldn't pronounce his second name, from Swindon, and how well he played. It was fantastic, So yeah, a great start to the season.
3 days later, and Swindon are back in action, this time for the first home game of the campaign. Barnet provided the opposition, and it was the visitors who took a shock first-half lead through Mickey Bailey. Ricky Shake's 54th minute effort levelled the affair before Australian Royce Brownlee scored a sizzling second in extra time to earn a second successive 3 points for Wise's men. Spirits were high going into the first Saturday home fixture, which saw Rochdale make the journey to SN1. Town weren't firing on all cylinders though. Alan Goodall's own goal just before the break proved to be the difference between the two sides. A first ever trip to Darlington's new home, the 96.6 TFM Arena, came about in mid-August for what was another long trek to the northeast for Town's superb travelling support. Paul Evans netted his first goal in a Swindon shirt. Then Christian Roberts finished off with a fine team move to make sure of a 2-1 win.
I wasn't sure, if Dennis was a bit superstitious or what, but we did exactly the same thing as we did for the Hartlepool match. We went up there on the Friday, trained at Leeds, stayed in the same hotel, same routine, and I remember the game at Darlington. To start with, they really got at us. I scored my first goal for the club on from a free kick, and I was really happy with that. Lee Peacock was trying to pinch it, but I've actually, got it off him, and then, I think we settled down a lot better then, played some good football, and Christian got his first goal of the season, which was very well deserved. I think Rob would be playing well at the start of the season, and I think they got a goal back, but we hung on, and it was, 4 wins out of 4, which is a great start to the season.
The last game in August saw Stockport County provide the test, and Aaron Brown's fine free kick opened the scoring against the Hatters. Christian Roberts doubled the lead after the break to continue Town's top-of-the-table charge. Friday night football saw a trip to face Mark Wright's outfit, and it was to be a resolute Swindon performance. Backed by another impressive away following, Town saw an early effort from Aaron Brown ruled out before a double from Lee Peacock after the break secured a valuable victory. Contrasting emotions of football were evident at the racecourse ground as Swindon succumbed to their first defeat of the campaign. Paul Evans fired the Robins ahead with a 40-yard wonder strike. Ryan Valentine then struck twice in as many minutes to put the Red Dragons in front. Not even Paul Ince's first appearance in a Swindon shirt could prevent defeat.
Wrexham away was a massive disappointment really. We've been on a good little run, and obviously it was Ince's first game as well, which was a bigger disappointment. All the lads wanted to impress. It's not like a big new signing, but Evo got an absolute wonder goal in that, but the lads didn't go up there. There wasn't the same composure we showed in previous games, and they managed to get a 2-1 win out of us.
Next up, a mouth-watering encounter with the MK Dons, and it didn't disappoint. Over 8,000 flocked to the county ground to see what was a cracking encounter under the lights. The visitors took the lead through John Paul McGovern, but Jack Smith equalised from the spot on the stroke of half-time. Paul Evans' penalty 10 minutes after the restart sealed a win to get Town back on track. Former loanee Trevor Benjamin returned to haunt his old club as the big striker scored the only goal of the game to send the Posh back to London Road with all 3 points. It was a frustrating afternoon for Town boss Dennis Wise, who was unable to take anything from the game, despite finishing with 4 strikers on the pitch. Meadow Lane was the venue for Town's next test. Wise made several changes to his side following the disappointment of Peterborough's encounter, with Aaron Brown, Fanola Onabuje and Royce Brownlee handed rare starts. Onabuje repaid the manager's faith by opening the scoring on 47 minutes. But the equaliser came through Alan White for the Magpies. The midweek trip to Adams Park brought about a reunion with former Robin striker Tommy Mooney, and it was the veteran frontman who was to have the last laugh in this League Two clash. Australian Royce Brownlee fired his side into the lead on 51 minutes, and with Swindon on course for a welcome 3 points, Mooney struck with a 90th minute leveller, silencing the hordes of Town fans inside the ground. The last game of September saw Boston United make the long trip to Wiltshire. Having taken just 2 points from their last 3 games, the pressure was building with October just around the corner. The afternoon started well with Andy Monkhouse firing Town ahead on 25 minutes. Town paid the price for failing to take their chances, and they were denied victory once again. League Two newcomers Accrington Stanley provided the opposition in the first game of October, and John Coleman's men lived up to their robust reputation. Andy Todd's first half opener left Town with a tough task. But Lee Peacock's 4th goal of the campaign ensured Swindon left with a share of the spoils. The 4-game run of draws ends with a 3-0 thumping over Grimsby Town. The game was marred by a serious injury to keeper Peter Brezovan. Captain A.D. Williams took over in between the sticks, performing admirably as goals from Pook, Monkhouse and Peacock secured a moral-boosting victory. Town's last ever visit to Gay Meadow also proved to be the last under the management of Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet. Goals from Fanola Onabuje and Aaron Brown secured a 2nd consecutive win, which kept Town amongst the chasing pack. Although the win came at a cost, with Andy Monkhouse sustaining another hamstring injury, which would rule him out for the next 4 weeks of the campaign.
Sure, he's